So we want our system should serve 1 million user, more than 1 million user. So what can we do initially? We can keep our web tier stateless, right? Okay, we can use CDN, right, content delivery network, and then we can use cache, and we can use redundancy data copy, right? Redundancy data copy. So and then we can use sharding, SQL database, SQL database, suppose like sharding, okay? And then what can we do? We can use microservices, split into service, right? Split into services, and we can monitor logging, okay? And then what? Web tier stateless, CDN, cache, redundancy data copy, SQL database, sharding, split into services, monitoring, and we can use message queue. So these are the cool things we can do for making our website or server usable for 1 million user. So while our server or system getting bigger, then everything gets complicated. So what you can see in the this point, web tier stateless, CDN, cache, redundancy data copy, SQL database or sharding, split into services, monitor logging, and message queue. I will have some ideas on every topic, a short description, that is what is web tier or stateless server. Okay, so let's see what is a stateless server. The thing is, suppose we have a server here, okay, and we have another server here, we have another server here. So stateless and stateful server means, suppose our user A sending a request in server 1, server 2, and server 3. So this video is it will be a little bit more bigger than the past others. So our user is asking something from server A, and we suppose we are caching users A data, okay, A session, and if we have another server, another user here, then we are setting our B session data here, and user C, we are having session for C. So what happening there? If our this server fail, our user will not have any data. You got me? And if user ask anything from server 1, then it will not its authentication permission, because this session is keeping only authentication data for user A. And the same thing will be happen when the user will ask anything from server 2, it will not get permission, because each session keeping the permission only for user B. So they are serving individually to individual server, individual users. So that's why it's called a stateful architecture. So what can we do? We can have our user A, B, and C, and combine this all server together with some load balancer. Okay, these are server 1, server 2, server 3. So now all the user will ask to have some services to the load balancer, and load balancer will decide which server should assign to where, and it will provides the requested data. So this is called a stateless server or stateless architecture. So this is the simple thing, but we can spend more time on that, but I do not like to do this. So the next thing is CDN. So CDN. So what is exactly CDN mean? Content Delivery Network. So we need, suppose in our website we have some static data that like images, videos. So we don't have any operational performance on the static data. Just we fetch them and show them. So in that case, we can use Content Delivery Network. It's a server. Suppose user A here and user B here. Okay. So our server here S1 and S2. And our CDN data, suppose this is our CDN. So we are having our data from here. This is our database. So why we are fetching the static data from the CDN? Because its CDN server is persisting its data in a cache, so it will be more faster rather than asking to server server 1 or server 2. So CDN data providing our static data in a great scale, in a fastest way, and if we fail to fetch this data from Content Delivery Network, then it will ask from its server. Okay, so that's the case in Content Delivery Network. And we talked about caching earlier, so I would not like to explore this right one. And now, and I also have some videos on database redundancy or replication. It is not very hard idea that we have a master database copy, okay, and we have similar some slave database copy. Okay, slave. So what happened? Every writing operations come there and every read operation came there. So what we do usually, if our master goes down, this slave come here and act as a master replication. This is the exact copy, and this slave to master conversation takes a little bit time because the slave is not updated as master. Okay, so while reading from slave, it's quite faster, and writing is costlier. That's why we use this master to write data in the master database. Okay, these databases are also one kind of server here. So we are having our redundancy replica copy for recovery purpose, because if our server goes down, it will come here and read data, and we have multiple replica here, so they can serve individually to our million of users. So this is called redundancy data replication. Okay, now we will see our message queue. Message queue. So what exactly message queue does for us? While we are asking some, suppose I would like to give you an example, some image processing functionality to the server, it takes time, right? So what can we do using this message queue? Suppose this is our user PC, and this is my phone, this is my user, and this is my DNS server. It's giving me an ID, and this is my CDN here. Okay, okay. And now here we are putting some load balancer, and here our server. Okay, and here our databases. And here our cache. This is like a complete diagram, and here we would like to introduce a message queue. what it does, it's worker. So what it does, while we are sending some request, it sent the responsibility to the message queue. The request is gone there, and the message queue handle the left work. So if our server goes down, it manually have this solve this task and return to the client. Okay, or if our one worker goes down, it also redirect the route, or it handle a lot of work, or it's suppose goes down, and after a few moments it's alive, then it will assign the task again. So it's work as a media with server and our worker. It handles a lots of issue, and it's route all our tasks to different servers and persist our caching data also. So this is here we can use RabbitMQ for message queue. There are also other tools for message queue. Okay, this is kind of a simple diagram for million of users, and then we can have also some sharding. What is sharding? Then sharding. So sharding is it's a simple idea splitting your database. Suppose we have 0 to 1000 user. So we would like to have multiple database. Suppose we would like to have two database here. I would like to draw here. So we would like to have two database right now, 0 to 50 and 51 to 100 user will be there. There are some complexity, that means as we are sharding, we need to have synchronous data updatation, or celebrity problem. Suppose every request is going there, because this data is most celebrities data, or resharding is complicated, while sharding it's costlier. So this is called sharding, splitting your data base into multiple same schema data style. Okay, so this was message queue and sharding. And after all, we must have to have some logging metrics, logging or monitoring. As our system goes bigger, then we must have to have some logger or monitoring tools, because it will help us to debug our problem or solve our issues. Okay, so this is what we are talking about, having a multi million user system. It's a simple idea, very basic for child. We will have some explanation later videos on every topics, and what algorithm actually work on that we'll see later. Thank you.